Hello, and welcome to another edition of Adventures in Stereo Photomaker. This time we'll talk about the clone tool. Let me just pop over here and we're going to look at the adjustment view. So when I was preparing Fancy Glyph stereo images for my group's show, I noticed an anomaly in the right eye of one of the pictures. Now this could be a visitor from the spirit realm, but more probably it's a speck of dust caught by one of the lenses. So what we want to do is basically erase this little speck of dust. And to do that, we're going to clone what's in the left image over onto the right image. If you don't have Stereo Photomaker, I'll provide a download link in the description. Now, the clone tool is a very powerful feature in Stereo Photomaker, and I'm a bit rusty and I feel like I figure it out anew each time I use it. So it may take a little bit of trial and error on your part, but I promise you it's pretty easy to use. Okay, so here we are in Stereo Photomaker. We have the image opened up in the adjustment view, or F5, and we're looking at where we see this speck on the right-hand side, but we don't see it on the left-hand side. So what we're going to do is set the stereo to color anaglyph, and we're going to set the stereo window to where the dot happens. Right, so we're going to align right on this tree. So we think the dot is right here. We're going to go up to the Edit menu and go to Clone Brush Setting, or Control N. And then you can hold down the Shift or the Control key on your keyboard, and that'll change your pointer. Now you can adjust the shape and the size and all that. What we're going to do is just kind of draw on here, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's happening later on. But you can see that it's cleaning everything up. So when I zoom back out, it's hardly noticeable. Now we got a little lucky because it was right on this tree. And if you look really close, you can still tell it's a circle. But anyway, what we want to do is just adjust our window back to where we like it. Let's key in kind of on the body of the guitar. Okay, because I know this is going to be projected on the web and we don't want too much disparity. That's how we quickly clean that up. Now, I've done a little more research, and on the Stereo Photomaker website, there's a nice tutorial from David Starkman. David states that cloning copies the pixels from the image on the left side to the image on the right side. So that made sense in this case. Right? We were copying the image from the left side over to the right side. Now, if for some reason the problem had been on the left side, what we would need to do is temporarily swap the image. So we'd go to View and swap left, right, or hit the X. We would make our change with the clone tool, and then we would switch them back using the X key. So I actually did see this in the next picture I was looking at. Okay, so if we see this picture here, we see that next to his elbow, we have a light on the left-hand side, and we have nothing on the right-hand side. This is probably because his elbow was covering up the light on the right-hand side, but you can see it causes a problem down on the bottom, only being visible in one side. So what we can do is use David's trick, where we will swap the two images using the X key. We will go to the anaglyph, because that's where the clone tool works. We're going to zoom in, and we're going to just get window right on there, and then we'll hold the Shift key, and we're just going to clean that up. One thing we can't forget to do is hit the X key to switch the image around. Now we have the proper stereo view. Going back to the original image, if we were to try to do a clone without switching the two images, let's try that out. We'll go into the anaglyph and we'll zoom into the elbow. Okay, we've got the window all set up. If I hold down Shift, you'll see that it's copying from the left to the right, So it copied the white over to the right hand side. I suppose that could be useful as well if we wanted to preserve that light. But since it's black, it's probably best to just remove it. So that's the clone tool in Stereo Photomaker. Good luck and stay tuned for more adventures in Stereo Photomaker.